Gaston Spotlight. I'm Kate Carmody. We have a very special guest in the TV studio today, President of Gaston College, Dr. John Hauser. Hi, Dr. Hauser. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Kate, for having me. Thanks so much. I look forward to our conversation.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you here. So tell us, why Gaston College? What brought you here?
So wife and I are from Surrey County, just a little bit north of here. Born and raised there for pretty much all our lives, and we took an opportunity to go to the eastern part of the state of North Carolina at Carteret Community College. So I was president there for 3 years. So when the opportunity arose, when Dr. Skinner retired for the presidency here, we have a number of family members in Matthews and in Concord, and of course back in Mount Airy. So it gives us an opportunity to get closer back to our family. Number one, and number two, Gaston College has always been, in my mind, one of the leading institutions in the community college system in the state of North Carolina. So how I knew that was I'd been at Wilkes Community College for 19 years, Kate, and so oftentimes we would partner up and see what Gaston was doing in workforce development and some other things. So I knew all along it was a very well established institution and had a lot of potential for growth, and so that's what was attractive to me. And I'm a manufacturing background as an engineer, and so with the manufacturing and the technology that goes on in Gaston and Lincoln counties was also very attractive, as this institution is heavily involved in those types of things.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yep. So I feel like you started at like the craziest time that Gaston College has ever had. I mean, I've been here almost 12 years, and it was definitely been the wildest time I've experienced. What was that like with the faculty and staff virtual? And
well, so when I was at Carteret Community College, we experienced 2 hurricanes while I was there. One was Hurricane Florence, which devastated the whole entire East Coast. So we were out 3 to 4 weeks. We were without power for 10 days. So you're living without power, you're living with no food, no water kind of thing. So that helped me kind of adjust to what we do from an educational side and how we operate an institution. So we were down 3 weeks during Hurricane Florence. Wow. So we shifted remotely during that period and ran that probably nearly 6 weeks remotely. So I had some exposure to that. So coming out of Florence, then a year later, here we go into COVID. I was still at Carteret. Unfortunately, during that process, we were going through the interview process here, and then once I accepted the role here, I began working with the administration here that was in place until I arrived. So I was involved with how we were setting things up. People don't know that, but it was trying to get that on the forefront to have that established before I got here in June of 2020. So the wife and I, we were looking for a place to live right in the middle of COVID. You couldn't go see places because everything was pretty much shut down. Yeah, it was crazy. But once I arrived here, it was very limited to who you were able to meet and talk to, which was a challenge. We did a lot of videos. I tried to over-communicate in most cases with emails and our video segments. So I think that helped a little bit, but you still didn't have that personal interaction. Mm-hmm. And not only was that a challenge with faculty and staff, but in this role, there's so much community engagement with economic developers, county managers, commissioners that I was not able to do. A lot of it was by phone calls, a lot by email, and then we did some FaceTime, kind of things, but it's still not that personal interaction. So we did a really good job at this institution. As a matter of fact, Intelligent.com ranked Gaston College as one of the top colleges nationwide. That includes universities for accelerated learning online. So we're very, very proud of the work that our faculty and staff did and continue to do in that arena. So it's been a challenge. I don't remember faces because we all had a mask on. Yeah. I can remember voices better now than faces because we were masked up. So some people not quite recognizing because of the mask, but we're getting there. It's getting better. We're having more on-campus events.
TV shows.
TV shows, and a lot of things where we are getting back to a normalcy. And but I can't say enough of how completely satisfied I am with the faculty and staff, and really our student body. They're the ones that really went through more than anybody, and how they had access, being able to get internet access, being able to get access to their classes, and continue that work online, and to make that something that was a positive experience has been a challenge, and really managing that. It's funny you asked that question, because the wife and I was talking about it this morning. I was on the way and I was talking to her, and I said, Robbie, it's real strange. I'd love to be able to have this institution without COVID, because there's so much energy and time been put into the budgeting, into the management, and just the whole operation is way different than 20 years prior.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all these students, I can tell you here, really rallied during that time with all the changes and adapted so well. But they're so happy to be back. So I think we're all really happy to be back doing what we love. So you've been here almost 2 years now. Mm-hmm. What do you think is your biggest accomplishment? I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but
for us, it's just us continuing to deliver high quality education to our students and our region. There's a lot of things. We're number one in customized training in the state of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. We've invested, a little over $750 million back to companies in Gaston and Lincoln counties. In 2021, we had the number one apprenticeship program in the state of North Carolina, and that's during COVID.
And you started an athletic program.
and we started athletics. That's doing quite well, and quite frankly, out of that, you guys have helped propel that with your live streaming, and being at the games and being able to communicate that outward, not only to people in Gaston and Lincoln counties, but beyond. We're over a weekend, you're getting close to 1,000 views for a baseball game, and that's just incredible.
It's crazy.
I am positive. I had a young man reach out to me from the Dominican Republic just last night, and it was because of the live stream.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so you don't know
who we're reaching,
who you're reaching, and that impact that we're having. So, and then our faculty have received a number of awards this past year, and doing things on the online front, as well as the regular face-to-face classroom. So we have a ton to be proud of, as the accomplishments are not done alone. We do that together, and that's how we create success, and we take that momentum for every step we take to the next move we make. We've got a number of projects that's in the works for a new fiber innovation center. We're proud of that. That's going to be the only facility within the states, and our companies are telling us within the world, where you can come and develop a fiber that will be completely processable at the Kimbrell campus, from start to finish, and start that entrepreneur process, help companies move along in developing new fibers. A company here in Gaston County told us that it took nearly 5 years to develop a fiber, because they were having to do part here, part in Asia, part in China, part in other places. Now they can do that all in one place once the building is constructed. And that's a big accomplishment for all of us, and it's going to have a significant impact for our kids down the road, and grandkids, and these folks' kids, as the fiber is really the backbone of what manufacturing is now. Everything from a cell phone to the apparel we wear to the things we sit in our homes.
We'll have to make sure we film that when it opens, to get some really good video of that. So you talked about the fiber. What are your goals for the future? What big things do you what's your strategic vision for the future? What do you want to see that we don't have that you may want to have?
So we're working on a number of things for long-term strategies, mm-hmm. and we'll probably begin that work for the institution for a 5-year strategic plan coming up next academic year. Obviously, I'd love to see the institution continue to grow. Our board, loves the fact that we're expanding out into Lincoln County more than what we have done in the past. We're in a huge partnership there with potential 35,000 square foot facility for a workforce development center in Lincoln County, as well as, you know, there's an expansion on the table here at the Dallas campus for our health sciences. So, you know, long-term goals would be to expand our health sciences. It's a major and critical element to our economy here. With the outgrowth of Charlotte coming in manufacturing side, you can see that along I-85 with the industrial park that's going up. You know, I think we as an institution need to be right in the middle of that conversation. And we are, and I'd like to see us continue to do that. But long term, I want to be able for every student in Gaston and Lincoln County, or every person in Gaston and Lincoln County, to know this is a place for them to help their economic mobility, to help them excel in where they want to get to in life, in a career and with families, and primarily to know that this institution cares about you. And we care about the people that come here and get involved with what's going on, either from a student perspective. It could be athletic, it could be our student life and SGA programs, it could be anything outside of that brings them to this campus, is to know that we care about them. And I think that's important in life, and that's a pretty simple answer, but it's not always easy to do that.
Well, it sounds like we have an exciting future ahead with the
We
college.
do.
What do you want for the faculty, staff, and students that are watching this? What do you want them to know about you that they may not know?
I'm no different than you are. You know, I'm a community college graduate. You know, I can tell this story. I come into the community college system right out of high school. I had a chance to go play football at Elon. You know, we couldn't afford that as a family. You know, they didn't want to go on a scholarship till the second year, and I just couldn't afford it. So I came into community college in Surrey Community College, and not knowing what I wanted to do. I don't know if there's anybody in this room now or in your program that really come in knowing exactly what they wanted to do. And that's the majority of what students do either at a college and or university. So for me, just know that I know the path you're on. I know the struggles you've had. I know what you're facing. It was not until my second year that I decided really what I wanted to do. And all that came back to a faculty member that I knew at Surrey Community College, who was teaching at that time a drafting class. It was on a board. Now it's all on a computer, so that's giving my age away a little bit. But he recognized some potential, and I think that's what we do very well here. Is we recognize potential in students. Our faculty are great at that, and they get them on charts, on pathways, and chart their course. And that's what happened with me. I transferred to UNC Charlotte, went into to the engineering world, and worked for about 10 years in the industry. So I understand that public sector as well, and I mean the private sector. And then getting exposed to higher education. But when I went back to Surrey Community College, the same instructor said, "Can you come back and teach for us?" Which happens a lot. You know, you've done that as well, Kate. So I fully understand the time that someone walks in with an application and wants to become a student and how that process works. I understand the transfer part. So once I started teaching at night, I got hooked. I got hooked on being able to help just one person. If I figured out if I could help one person a week, I was doing really good. And so that's what I'm about, and that's probably people don't know. You know, everybody sees the title and all that, but really, you know, I'm a country boy. I love to hunt and fish. You know, we're very faithful to God, and you know, it's just all the answers come, you know, from the guidance from Him is what we do. But I'm not this elitist, and you can't come in my office kind of thing, and you know, I want to get around. My schedule doesn't allow me to do it as much as I love to. I love this stuff. I love being able to talk to students, and I love being able to interact with them because I know how you feel. I know the things that you've been involved with, and so I'm just sharing that.
That's awesome. So I have one last question for you.
Okay.
So our campus looks very different than it did a year ago. I mean, the creation of the Rhinos. Mo's about to make his first campus appearance today. Mo the Rhino. Tell us about the creation of the Rhinos and athletics. I mean, I have to ask you about athletics because we're so immersed in it.
Right. So as I just said, I'm older now, so I'm not very athletic. But in high school, that's all we knew. That's what I came up knowing. But what I see in this area, where we're located, there's a lot of individuals who may not continue anything after the high school career, but if they have a chance to go to a junior college and participate in athletics, that's one person we've helped in every sports program we ever decide to do and start. So the way I view that is there's opportunities for people in a lot of different places, and it opens up doors. And it's one avenue, one door that we haven't opened here in a very long time. I felt also during COVID we needed something that would bring us together, and generally on a college campus, a mascot. An athletic program, something that everybody connects back to some form or fashion. And so athletics was one of the things that I began getting questions about from community people when I had a chance to talk to them. So I presented it to the board, what do you think about this? And they said, well, let's do some exploration, bring us a report back, bring us a proposal back. And so I did. We put that together and we talked about it. We had Leonard Hamilton, who was a graduate of Gaston College and actually played basketball here, is now the head coach at Florida State for 18, 19 years now, and just got inducted into their Hall of Fame. So Leonard and I had a lot of conversations, and he helped guide a lot in the things we should think about. So I had Leonard to come to the board meeting, via Zoom. And he told his story, and there was not a dry eye in the room, because he will tell you, if not for athletics at Gaston College, he would not be where he's at today. So we built that, and we decided on the sports, and here we are. We had a basketball team that finished one game out of first place. We have a cross-country team that just started on a whim, basically. We had 4 Lady Rhinos. Who joined us, and then of course our baseball team is doing quite well, number 2 in the country now, 33-3 record. Softball continues to explore and get better every week, and this is their first year as well. And then we started our beach volleyball last weekend, our very first match. We're building on-campus 5 on-campus beach volleyball courts. It'll be done within the next 3 weeks. So all those things are focused on student life. And with athletics, when one athlete comes or commits to come here, typically the national average tells you that there's 1.4 other students that come with them, either boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, neighbor, whatever. So for us, it's an avenue of growth. Quite frankly, without athletics this past year, our enrollments would have been down even more than what they are currently. So, they're taking full-time hours, and they're up at 6 in the morning workouts, going to class. This is what people don't know. They got early morning workouts. They go to class during the middle of the day, from 8 or 9 to the middle of the day. Then they're back at their regular practices. And then you have training, off-season weight training, and then you have the physical therapy and all they go through. It's a full-time job from 6 to 8 or 9 at night. So I got a great appreciation for that. We've had a number of faculty who have jumped in and took a hold of our student athletes, and really nourished and nurtured them. So when you think about that impact, and you have to think about your brand, and this institution was ready for branding. We employed contractually with a company in Arizona that done a fantastic job, who actually helped us create the color scheme. Our new tagline, "Own Your Momentum," and then ultimately the mascot. So we looked at a number of things that might have made sense locally You know, we did a survey of faculty and staff and our student and community, and we had a long list of potential mascot names. But we were looking for something unique, something that no other college or university had, and what that would look like, and it give us a new identity. And so Mo, our Rhinos, people absolutely love it. I have yet, and it's been maybe a year in August, I've yet to talk to someone and said, why in the world did you pick a Rhino? It's not that conversation. The conversation is, wow, I love your mascot. I love the Rhino. I love the colors. It's give that unity that I was talking about. I mean, you see it everywhere. I see it around different communities now. You know, people wearing our gear and being involved with what's going on with this institution. And quite frankly, I learned how much people really do love this institution when that happened. Because everybody was wanting, how do I get this sweatshirt? How do I get this hat? You know, they wanted to be part of it. They want to wear it. And they want people to know they're proud of their institution. And that just, it really solidifies the fact that we took a process through a very deep conversation, analysis, and our marketing firm doing very well, and marketing department done very well. So well that we won 2 awards with the marketing through Red Cactus, the consulting firm in Arizona. So
no, I didn't
we're
know
quite
that.
proud.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very cool. I'm very excited about the future of everything, and the new branding and everything is just really exciting to be a part of. It's just nice to have something fresh and new, and after being here a while. Any last things you'd like to tell people? You know, we're just here to help. We care about you. We care about the people on this campus and outside of this campus. You know, I'm leaving here shortly to head to a meeting in Charlotte with an international kind of representative. That we're talking about how, you know, our people can be involved with that type of a company and or connection. We're in every small community and every large community in the 2 counties. Just know that Gaston College has something for everyone. And what that something is you have to come and find out or check our websites. But just know that if you take one step on this campus, you'll become a Rhino. And you will have that perseverance, and you will build resiliency, and you will become part of the family as we treat that here with an extreme amount of care. And this is the first step for you, no matter what. So, and I'm an example of that. Well, we're so glad that you came to talk to us today, and we got to know you a little bit better, and the campus community got to know you a little bit better. Well, thank you for watching Gaston Spotlight. We'll see you next time.